different face this side of the camera this time. I am going to take you through today's workout, and it's a traditional CrossFit classic format of a 21-15-9 with John's sort of spicy addition. So we are going to be doing a couplet of dumbbell hang snatch, 22.5 and 15 kilos, and bike calories. But don't worry, if you've not got a bike at home, there's going to be a mountain climber option, okay? But we'll talk through that in a little bit more detail. So for those of you not familiar with the 21-15-9 format, we're going to be doing the same movement here, the hang snatch, 21 times, later on 15 times, later on 9 times, and in between each of those rounds, we're going to be doing 15 for the men, 10 calories on the bike, okay? So I know a couple of you at home have the bike. If you don't, we're going to be talking through what a mountain climber is, and you're going to be doing 45 of those, okay? John and I have just done it. It's quite a gutsy workout. It's over pretty quickly. It was over much more quickly for John than it was for me. Yeah, it took me about 7 minutes or so?
Took you 7 minutes. Took
7:10.
7:10 took me 5:15.
Yeah, so.
But I've got big long legs for the bike.
Yeah, I've got big long legs, but yeah, I've got to get better at the bike. Anyway, so let's talk about the warm-up first. We're going to be doing our usual 5 minutes of cardio, whether it's running, jumping, jacking, skipping, perhaps you've got a bike at home or a rower, whatever it is that gets your heart rate up and gets you feeling warm. And then we're going to be going on to 3 rounds of 10 air squats, 5 burpees, and 5 per side of the strict press. So I'll just walk you through what that is now. An air squat, I know that you've probably seen this a lot of times now. So you're getting your feet just outside of about hip width apart, toes slightly pointing out, you're keeping your chest proud. You're just going to sit down basically. So keeping your arms out in front of you, if that helps you keep your chest up, stick your bum back and sit down. And you're looking to sort of create that parallel with your leg. And stand, and sit, and stand. Okay? That all right, John?
Yep, all good.
Okay, air squat. So, burpees.
Oh, camera's gone crazy. I'm not used to being behind the camera.
So, burpees, basically lie on the floor, get back up as quickly as you can. So, making sure that your chest hits the ground and you jump when you get back up again. So, to the ground, and jump. Make sure you're not turning this into a push-up. It's not a push-up, it's a drop to the ground and jump. And if that's too much, you can do a down-up where you're not going all the way chest to the ground, but you are jumping on the way up. Okay? 5 of those, so 10 of the air squat, 5 burpees, and then for the strict press, take a weight that feels good for you. It could be something light and small, like this. What's important is you keep your tummy tucked, your hips tucked in, nice and tight on the butt, the legs, keeping that fat tummy, that pushing out your stomach, not sucking it in.
Yeah, not like you have to have a fat tummy to do this.
Don't have a fat tummy. We're working on those. Keep your elbow out, okay?
Out?
In front.
Mm-hmm. Not out to the side?
Not out to the side, no. Out in front. And then pushing the weight up above your head. We're not popping our hip, everything below our arm is keeping steady. Okay? We're going to do 5 on those on each side. Alright? So, that's 3 rounds of those, air squat, burpee and strict press. And then we're going to move on to 2 rounds of good mornings and pass-throughs. Okay, so our good morning, we have a slightly narrower stance for the good morning. Our feet are sort of directly below our hip bones. And John usually says about keeping your little finger in your belly button and your thumb up on your sternum, and try and keep that distance all the way through the movement. So again, what we're looking to do is we're looking to hinge. We're not looking to bend our legs this time. We're hinging out, we're sticking our butt out behind us and keeping our back straight and still proud chest. So we're not curling in on ourselves, and that's when you can feel that the distance between those 2 points starts to reduce. So keep that straight back, that proud chest, and you go forward as much as you can, perhaps with a tiny micro bend in your knee, but ultimately this is supposed to be straight, okay? So you go as far as is comfortable. And you're looking to do 20 of these. We're warming up those our posterior chain, I guess. It's our, I forgot what they're called.
Yeah, posterior chain.
Posterior chain.
Hamstrings.
Hamstrings. I need to get better at this, don't I? Okay, and then I'll pass through.
You need to get better at this. I need to get much better at this camera. Apologies to everybody who's trying to watch this thing.
Now? I've had like 12 weeks of
Jeepers,
practice.
oh.
So
You're going
the
a crash
pass-through,
course.
John usually says, you know, you can start with your legs in a comfortable spot. There's no sort of right or wrong. You don't want to be super wide, but equally, the narrower they are, the harder this can be.
And by the way, team, it doesn't matter what John says today, it's what Sarah says.
Right, so keeping those legs straight again, like we had them in the good morning. Lean forward, hands on the ground. And we're going to walk ourselves out to our plank position, okay? Nice concave back there, so nice and strong core. And then we're going to stick our bum up in the air and put our heads through, okay? If you can get your heels down, great, but it's not a leg stretch, this is a back stretch. And then once you're in position, look under your left armpit, look under your right armpit.
And what a difference between Sarah demoing that and me demoing that.
I was born weird, don't worry. So,
Yeah, you married me.
and then same in reverse, keep those legs straight and up. Okay? So that's your pass through, 10 of those, and you're going to do your good mornings and your pass throughs 2 times. Okay? So last piece, our pipe shoulder routine. And now we've got these snazzy pipes that John's made. Snazzy PVC pipes with knurling marks and everything. Right, so we begin with our stretch of our lats. So is it good me facing on like this?
I can run the side. You work away, I'll move around you.
So, narrow stance. Pipe out in front of you so you can get a nice stretch. Again, we're hinging at the hip here, we're not bending our knees. And what we want to do is have one hand above the other, keeping the pipe nice and straight, but we are pushing at it. So we're creating tension in our arms here. Okay, so push out nicely, so you're creating a right angle, I guess, as much as you can at your hip. And you're aiming for a nice straight line between your hands, running down your arms up to your shoulder area here. Okay? And once you've held that, I think you usually hold this for about 30 seconds. If you feel that you can, if your right hand's on top, push your right hand to the left, and you should get a nice stretch down the right hand side of your rib cage. Okay? Alright. Okay, so that's the first. Then we're going to do our
Pass-throughs.
pass-throughs.
Pipe pass-throughs
Pipe
as opposed to...
pass-through instead of the ones we do on the ground.
Yeah.
Okay, so remember we've got our hands a decent width apart so that the pipe is at the crease that our legs and our hips create. Okay, remember if it's too wide, it's too high up. If our grip is too narrow, then it's too low down. And that would be particularly difficult to get over our heads, even for the most flexible. What I'm going to do is keep my arms nice and straight, keep my shoulders down, away from my ears. I'm going to lift the butt up, over and behind me. I'm keeping the bottom half of my body still, but steady, and there's tension there, but it's only my arms that are moving. So try not to, wiggle out of it. Try and keep as steady and straight as you can. And then similarly with the next movement, we're going to do something like that, but just with one arm at a time. So plant one arm, I'm going to plant my right, and I'm going to pass the left up, over and behind me, and the right comes up and over and back to the start. So that's around the world. Okay? And then you can go in the opposite direction. So we're doing 10 of each on each side, 10 of your pass through, and then we finish up where we began, but with the opposite hand on the top. This time the left. Get a nice, good stretch across the back again, and then because our left hand's on top, we push it to the right and get a good stretch down the left-hand side of our rib cage. Okay?
Great work.
So that's the pipe shoulder routine. Oh,
Good
and
one.
I actually need this for the next bit, don't I?
Yes, you do.
So we've got hang snatch with the dumbbell in the workout today, but we're still going to use the pipe to do some snatch warm-up before we begin. So there's the Virginal pipe workout.
We'll try it again.
The Virginal pipe warm-up, which you're probably familiar with already, but we're going to do 5 reps of each of the movements. So slightly narrow stance here. Okay, we're going to do a deadlift.
Can you be more specific than my slightly narrow stance?
Yes, my narrow stance is where my feet are directly below my hip bones and below my shoulders. And if that's difficult, start with your feet together and then kick out your heels and follow with your toes. Okay? So we're going to do a deadlift followed by a shrug, followed by high and outside, followed by muscle snatch. Okay, and we're going to do 5 reps of each. So remember, for our deadlift, our butt sticks out with straight legs, our pipe comes down the legs with straight arms, down to our shin or just below our knee. Okay, we should be leaning out across the bar, so we're over the bar, over our toes, bring the bar up our legs and stand up. So we're going to do 5 deadlift. We're going to then shrug the bar, so our body is going to remain still, and we are going to shrug like we're saying, I don't know. Okay, the bar remains in, our arms are in tension, and all we're doing is we are shrugging our shoulders. Okay, and the bar is touching our body, it's close to us. And then we are going to high and outside, so same idea with the shrug, but this time we are moving our elbows and we are leading with our elbows. So it's pull up,
So you
shoulders out.
you do the shrug as high as you can, and then lead with your elbows.
Okay,
Yeah.
apologies.
So
Shrug,
shrug.
and then pull.
Yeah.
And then the last one is the shrug, the pull, and then it goes over our heads. But obviously we go a lot quicker than that. So, shall I do 5 of each?
Go for it.
Okay, so here we go. Deadlift, 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 deadlift. Shrug, 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 shrug. High and outside, high and outside. Woo! High and outside, high and outside. Muscle snatch, muscle snatch, muscle snatch, muscle snatch, and the last one, muscle snatch. That's not easy. Right, so let's move on to some weight. Now, it doesn't matter what weights you've got, it obviously depends whether you've got a range or not, but I'm going to start with something relatively light here, and we're going to do a couple of rounds of high pull. Okay, now a high pull can be from the ground, but as we're doing a hang snatch today, we are going to take it from the hang position. So, slightly wider stance. I would probably go with slightly wider than deadlift position.
Just under your hips is good in this one.
Yeah. Then straight arms, and all we're going to be doing is that movement that we just did with the pipe, okay? So high and outside, dragging the weight up our bodies, okay? So you are effectively zipping up your coat, let's say, okay, with 2 hands and a very heavy zip, okay? And we're doing them slowly. And just steadily building that up, okay? If you've got a variety of weights, maybe do 10 with a lighter weight and then 10 with a heavier weight. But the idea is the same, okay? If you've not, then do 2 rounds with the weight that you have. And you can do that with a dumbbell, you can do it with a kettlebell, you can do it with whatever odd object you might have at home. And then we're going to move to the jerk press, okay? So we're building up to the final movement, which will be the hang snatch, where we take it completely overhead. So we do Different types of press. Some are strict, where the bottom half of our body doesn't move. This one we do. We move our body like a push press, but then we also do an extra dip. So, holding your weight on your shoulder, okay, you are going to do a slight bend to push the weight overhead, but as you push it overhead, you are also going to dip under the weight and then stand it up, okay? So, it should look like this. Okay? So, down and up. Down, jerk, up. Okay? So I would do 10 on each side of those. And then we're going to move for, and 2 times, sorry. And then we're going to move to the full movement. Okay? I'm going to use my dumbbell for the full movement because I can move it a lot more easily.
Even though it's heavier.
Even though it's heavier. So the hang, it's going to be starting where we were just a moment ago when we were doing the high pull between our legs, straight back, proud chest, and we're going to take this weight and go straight above our heads. We're not stopping at our shoulders. Okay? So,
Why don't you show us that without a weight?
without the weight.
Just the action.
Yes. Okay. So, straight arm, weight hanging directly in front of us. We're going to literally pull up, extend and shrug, and at that point of extension, we're bringing our elbow out, and then we are jumping below the weight to get under it, to then stand it up. Okay?
So basically it's all the component parts that Sarah just talked you through. So you start off with our deadlift. Sarah, show us the deadlift, again without the weight. So you're in that deadlift position. So you stand up in your deadlift position. From here, you then shrug. You then do the super zipper, zip, 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 high and outside of the elbow. Zip, 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 zip. And then from here, that's when you should be probably on the tips of your toes. You might want to jump. So you jump up. At the same time as you jump up, you then dip in underneath the weight and catch it. Yeah, so it's all the component parts that Sarah's just talked us through.
Okay.
Great work, you'll be a coach next.
I've got a long way to go.
No. Good.
So, the ways of scaling that is to identify the weights you've got at home, what feels good, what feels comfortable. Pick the weight that feels good for you. Remember, you've got 21, 15, 9 reps to perform.
So if I've just got fixed weight, I've just got fixed weight and that's all there is to it. But what happens if I've got a range of, 3 or 4 different dumbbells or 3 or 4 different kettlebells? What weight should I go for?
Well, the idea of this workout is pace. So, yes, we are lifting weight, but we are trying to do it under fatigue. And this is effectively a cardio burst.
Sprint. Yeah.
So if it's taking you a long time to get those 21, then I think it's important that you select a lighter weight. So something perhaps that you're able to quite easily do 10 of, unbroken, in and around that weight, I think is probably a good idea. Now for me, the bike calories is a limiting factor. That's where I slowed down quite significantly.
What's a mountain climber?
Mountain climber, for the people who don't have a bike at home. Yes, these are an eater as well. So you're starting out in your plank position. Effectively what you're doing is you're bringing your knee up towards your hands and replacing it. So you're effectively sort of running like you're climbing, I guess. And you're looking to do 45 of these. Each one is a rep, that's right, John, isn't it?
Yep, each one's a rep.
So 45 of those.
And as fast as you can.
As fast as you can, yeah. So yes, the main idea is that you're moving between the 2 movements as quickly as possible with as little rest as possible.
Show us that one again, Sarah, because I wanted to just point out something that you were doing really well.
Okay.
So you see when Sarah's doing those mountain climbers, see her bum doesn't, her bum stays relatively low. See the way now her bum's up. No, her bum's up high in the air. Oops, camera's gone crazy again. Stick your bum up in the air. No, that's not right. Come back down into your normal. Yeah, that's it. So keep your bum low.
Yeah,
Good work.
try and keep in that sort of plank position or hollow hold position. Can you think of anything I've forgotten? Probably.
No, it's all good.
Was it?
That's all good.
Okay.
And in terms of how should people attack it?
Well, it's one of those ones that you need to sort of really just go at.
Yeah.
Try and move between the two things as quickly as you can with as little rest as possible. The idea isn't to build in rest, it's to just to keep going.
Yeah.
So it is a sprint.
Yeah. If you can get this done in under 5 minutes, it's really good. I would actually think the mountain climbers might be a little bit easier than the 15 calories in the bike.
Yes, I could do 45 mountain climbers quicker than I could do 10 calories.
Yeah. So if you're doing the mountain climbers, maybe you should expect to do this in under 4 minutes.
Yeah, but it's a good one. And as always, let us know if you've got any questions. But we'd love to see any of your pictures or hear how you got on. We'll see you soon. Bye.